guys, welcome to another recap of the amazing race. They were in Berlin and they have to fly to Edinburgh, Scotland. And everyone was saying Edinburgh. Yes, I know. Alright, so everything is closed at the airport, but sneaky Max and Katie decided to go to a business center, and they were able to use the internet and find out that the earliest flight was at 10:40 a.m. It was arriving at 10:40 a.m. So, Joey and Megan and the roller derby moms, they both booked a flight that was getting in at 1. They thought that was the earliest flight. Max and Katie kept their flight on the down low. So the singers, Carolyn and Jen, they thought that they had gotten closed out of the 1 p.m. flight, which they did, so they thought they had to take the next one, which was 4. But then their boy toys, the hockey guys, said, no, we just got in on this flight at 10:40 a.m. You should book it too. So they all ended up on the first flight, except for Megan and Joey and the roller derby moms. So they had to drive to the roadblock, which was playing bagpipes. You had to put on a kilt. You had to play some dude's bagpipe right after he put it in his mouth. Gross. And then you had to march around the room while you played this one note on the bagpipe. Easy, maybe, if you know how to play a bagpipe. Or if you could blow into a rubber bladder and squeeze it under your arm. So Carolyn took 7 attempts to get it. She was getting pretty upset. Megan had a little bit of difficulty, but not as much as Caroline. So the next clue, you had to get the next clue at a fireplace. And Craig Miller Castle. So it was kind of a ruin. There was no roof. So I guess like you consider that a ruin. And some of the teams found the clues faster than the others, but whatever, it is what it is. There was also a speed bump, and that was for Mona and Beth. They had to get a strike at Skittles. I think he called it a Flora. Whatever, but those bowling balls over there are weird because they're the same size as American balls, but they ain't got no holes in them. So you gotta roll it between your legs like a little 2-year-old. So they finally got the strike. The thing that sucked about that was you had to set up the pins again yourself. There was like no automatic pin setups. So it was not a speed bump, not a roadblock. You know what I mean. Don't you? A detour. All right, so it was either tasty pudding or whiskey rollin'. So tasty pudding, you guessed it, you had to make a haggis and you had to taste it. I think you know what's in a haggis. All kinds of rich organ meats and some oats. So Robert Burns, the dead poet, showed up. He's only 252 years old, or should I say young. He was kind of annoying with his flowery speech from hundreds of years ago, but what else are you gonna do when you're rolling up a dirty old haggis? So Max and Katie did that one, Carolyn and Jennifer did that one, Beth and Mona, Joey and Megan, pretty much everybody did it except for the hockey dudes, Anthony and Bates. Mr. Bates. Alright, so it wasn't as nasty as it looked. I think the only person who didn't like the taste of it was the roller derby moms. So whiskey rolling, it was a little difficult because you had to roll or deliver 8 whiskey barrels to this raging party. It seemed like everybody in that town was dressed up from like 100 years ago. It was pretty weird. All right, I noticed when they were like running through the city center there too that there was a lot of people dressed up. Not of our time. So Bates and Anthony, like I said, were the only ones who chose to do that. But at Duddingston Kirk Park, there was a U-turn, and Bates and Anthony U-turned Joey and Megan, so they had to do that side of the detour. And Max and Katie chose to U-turn Mona and Beth, so they ended up having to do the whiskey rollin' too. It was hurting their hands. I mean, the barrels didn't seem to have anything in them, which if they did, boy, that would have been difficult. Just delivering 1 barrel would have been difficult, but I think they were empty because the hockey dudes were carrying them on their backs. There's no way that they could have done that if they had stuff in it. So, the pit stop is Nitty Street South. And at first I was like, who is that dude that's hanging out with Phil? I thought it was Phantom from Phantom of the Opera, because that's what my husband said. And then Phil was like, it's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That was a pretty bad one. All right, so Max and Katie came in first, and they won 10,000 doll hairs each. Good job. Even though I don't like you, it's pretty good that you won 10,000 each. Then Bates and Anthony came in second. Carolyn and Jennifer came in third. The way they edited it was neck and neck between Mona and Beth and Joey and Megan. I don't know if it was or not, but it was pretty exciting toward the end because Mona and Beth got lost and you didn't know if Joey and Megan were gonna, catch up. I think it was fairly close, but I don't know if it was as close as they made it seem. So, Joey and Megan came in last and they got eliminated. That sucks. Next time, oh lordy lord, it's the 2-hour finale. Boy, did that season go quickly. I'm sure it's going to be extremely stressful, and they're probably going to go to at least 2 or 3 different places. Maybe not, maybe just one. Who knows? You'll have to tune in and find out. So till the finale next week, much love.